There we go. There we don't. The last video that I did was supposed to be the gear review video for 2019 for all of the gear and everything that I bought. And did that for Tony Cox, doing a basically did like a 5 Dirty Bikers favorite gear of 2019 whatever review, you know, because I'm the only one that does the whole ADV thing. They all do Harley and cruiser related stuff, so trying to get out a little bit today and see what's going on and enjoy the scenery and the world for a little bit. I'm gonna go out to the Flint Hills of Kansas off of a road that's called Skyline Drive. Really nice road. It's more of like a cattle ranch roads everyone takes to go check on their property and stuff like that. And it runs in between, road runs in between a little super tiny small town or small place called Dover. Dover's really cool. So Skyline Drive is in between Dover and comes out right before a town called Alma, A-L-M-A, Alma. They have really good cheese curds in Alma. They're not Madison, Wisconsin cheese curds, but they're definitely of the cheese curd variety. Who doesn't love a good cheese curd? So I figure I'll pull in here and get filled up and take you guys on a adventure with me today. So give me a second and I will be right back. 3.459. 161 divided by 3.459 equals 46.5 miles to the gallon. If you put a pipe and a jet kit on a KLR, your gas mileage decreases drastically. And that was also with ethanol fuel. So, you know, riding around on this KLR, that 15 tooth is definitely the way to go around here. You know, I had the 16 tooth because I made a trip to St. Louis when I first bought the motorcycle, and I wanted to go and, you know, and I rode there, so there was a lot of interstate travel and stuff like that. So right there I'm running 70 at 5,000, and 75 would be about 5,500. If I was going to be running a long distance on interstate, I most definitely would have the 16 tooth on here for a day-to-day, you know, like a daily driver. Anywho, let's see, do I want to go? Yeah, I'll take gravel. Everybody loves gravel. Grovel. Alright. Came down here the other day. Looks like they've graded it. Came down here the other day and they hadn't graded it or done anything like that, but it was really good hard pack. And so it was it was really fun, because on this road we were running about 70 the whole way. Whee! So little soupy in spots. The Shinko 244s do really well on a, you know, gravelly whatever road. That's where their home is. When it comes to a they do decent in slush, mud. They do give you forward momentum. Nothing really, especially stuff that's like just really soupy, thick, deep mud. They clean out somewhat okay, but they're not the bee's knees in mud. But they, you know, they do leave it controllable. As far as a, you know, as far as from a touring standpoint or something that you could ride, they do really well. I've got, when I get up to the when I get up to Skyline and I do the pretty much the bike walk around, I'll show you the tires. I've got 3,000 miles on them. I've stayed with the factory torque set, or factory pressure settings on the tires, and after about 3,000 miles, the half is, or the rear is about 3/4 of the way worn. But I guess all of that pretty much goes back to, you know, what kind of riding you're doing and how hard you're riding. I do know that I've noticed my back end stepping out a little bit coming through the muddier areas, but you know, as far as that goes, that's, you know, to be expected for to say the least. Or the, not muddy areas, but the softer dirt. But it pulls good. It doesn't feel unnerving or anything like that. But the front most definitely is a loud tire. Dun dun dun. But all in all, the 244s are great tires. Whee! Rah. But there's a lot of minimum maintenance roads in Kansas. If any of you guys that watch this channel live in Kansas, just sort of, you know, west of Topeka, due west of Topeka, down off K4 where I rode. But out here in the Flint Hills, there's a lot of minimum maintenance roads that really, you know, really are a lot of fun to ride. Ooh, that was slickery, very slickery. So this whole road that I've been on Really hadn't been too bad. I mean, yes, it's a little soupy here and there, but coming up here in just in a second is where the real deep stuff comes in. But I've been running about 40, anywhere from 40 to 45 the whole way down through here. So this section the other day when we rode was it was pretty slick. It wasn't too awful bad, but it was still pretty slick, and I'm sure it will be today as well. Just don't want to I can tell you that when I was coming out to do the gear review video last time, this was the road that was a solid sheet of ice that I had to turn around on. It was not a good road to be on that day, and I actually turned around in that driveway. On-road traction really isn't that, you know, isn't that bad. I expected a lot. I expected a lot less grip than what I received. From the reviews and everything, I really expected them to be a lot worse than what they actually are. So, to talk about things that I do have on my bike, the things that I have added that I really enjoy, the Oxford heated grips, that was a blessing in disguise. These are actually summer gloves. They've got a whole lot of venting, but I will say when I bought the KLR, it didn't have the aluminum hand guards. It just had the plastic hand guard that attached to the brake and clutch lever. So I added the bushwhacker, you know, just the bushwhacker hand guards, the full aluminum hand guards or whatever. Can't remember the model number. I'll probably post that up here in the video. Ooh, soupy. But anyway, those bushwhacker hand guards, I got the God dang, what is it that they're called? The V something. Anyway, it's just the standard. It's not the smaller ones. It's the regular, you know, bushwhacker across them. I got those, and they were really, you know, they did well. They're a really good summer handguard. They've got a deflector that comes up. The issue that I did have with them, though, is that the deflector just barely wouldn't get the air deflected up. Pulled the trigger on the Storm handguards. Storm handguards were a very good addition to the handguards. And I'll say, you know, even riding around when it's mid-30s outside, I don't have the same air that hits my hands. I'm actually able to ride around in my summer gloves even when it's 30 degrees outside without the heated grips turned on. The Oxford heated grips are a must as far as if you ride in any inclement weather. If you don't have hand guards, they're awesome. You know, I would buy a set of heated grips because heated grips are amazing. Just the only part that really ever, my feet don't really bother me that much. I'm normally hot-natured, and you know, when I'm on my feet, so I don't have an issue there. And my boots do a relatively good job of keeping me. Oh, hey, there we go. My boots do a relatively good job of keeping my feet warm. So I don't really have an issue with that. I guess my biggest issue is just my hands. The first gear ADV Air jacket, I have ridden in 25-degree freezing rain, and as long as you wear a longer sleeve shirt to as long as you wear a longer sleeve shirt underneath it to keep just the coldness of the fabric off of you, I never had an issue. And I mean, it was a really light cotton shirt. But I absolutely love this jacket, and it's got 3 liners, or 2 different liners. It's got a rain liner you can wear, and it also has a thermal liner on the inside. But I can stand up and I'm comfortable. Of course, if I sit down behind my windscreen, it's, you know, perfect, but otherwise it's comfortable. And as you can tell, we are on Skyline now. I guess, well, I guess you really didn't know, because you didn't really announce it, but we're on Skyline Drive out in the middle of the Flint Hills, Kansas Flint Hills. And as you can see, we're out in God's country. There's a few houses out here. You can look back and see, you know, see the city, and a couple of the towns close by that'll have a factory here and there. I know you see that big white ball up ahead, right out there in the distance. That is the Doppler. That is the Doppler weather radar for our area. Just found out what that was last week, because, you know, I'm not a really big weather guy, and I just always called it the big golf ball, because that's sort of what it looks like. But anyway, found out that the Doppler weather radar is out there, which it's in a really good spot, because nobody will mess with it out here. But if you'll give me a few minutes, I'll go up here to this road, jump off the bike, and give you a good tour of the motorcycle. So as you can tell, like the gravel that I'm in is loose gravel. It's not really bad loose gravel. I mean, it is loose though. You know, you got a ridge here and there, but it's really soft and soupy in the lower parts. It's not hard packed, because we've got it's really wet from the snow that we had the other day. But I will jump off here and give you guys a run around of the bike. Alrighty, everybody. So, I'll show you this. This is the Flint Hills of Kansas. Very pretty. Most definitely one of those where you have to drive out in the country in order to be able to see things that you don't normally see. Basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to come out and basically give you guys a walk around of the add-ons that I've put on the bike. I have the Cyclops Optimus lights. They are LED. Got the Denali lighting mount. Headlight wise, these are the Cyclops LED. This is the Cyclops LED conversion kit. You do get a lot of deer that run across the highway and stuff like that, so it's good to have lighting that will shine down the road good ways. Next, you got the KLR Dash, KLR-com. It's an excellent upgrade, and for two thin pieces of metal, it makes a huge difference in the wind. When you buy the factory windshield's only about this tall, and it works well, but you still have a lot of wind on your shoulders and a lot of wind on your helmet. This is the Kawasaki windshield, which it's very flimsy. Next is the Bushwhacker Storm handguards, or the Bushwhacker handguards, the aluminum part on the handguards. They are a great add-on, and they will protect your hands in case of a fall or a wipeout. I haven't crashed this thing yet, so I haven't tested them out, so I can't say much on that. But the Storm handguards, if you live in a colder climate or ride in the wintertime, that's a good thing to have. You can buy them as the Storm handguard set, and then turn around and upgrade to the VPS. That was the other model. The VPS handguards for a more summertime handguard or something like that. But the Storms work really well at keeping the wind off of your hands, and you know, I didn't put the bar ends or buy the external ends because I don't have that big of an issue with the vibration that's on the bars now. And these are some 2-inch risers. These 2-inch risers that you see here are from a company called APE, A-E-P-E. And they're a 2-inch bar riser, and I found them on Amazon. And a lot of your inexpensive 2-inch bar risers are made from cast aluminum, and these are not. These are actually billet pieces that are machined or you know, use a CNC mill to machine these pieces, and they're a really good alternative to the ROX risers. The KLR Dash, I also bought the Rally Kit, which is this little piece right here that mounts up, and I've got my phone mounted to a ramp mount, and then a little short extension. Next, I have the SW Motec crash bars, SW Motec skid plate on there. With this SW Motec Evo mount, you've got some quick release pieces right here, and it attaches there. I got one right here that attaches to this bracket, and then you have another one back here at the back. This bracket right here hooks to your fender, but you know, as you can tell, I'm moving the entire bike around. You've got a mounting location here, you got 3 holes here, a couple here, one here, one here. It says on here maximum load 27.5 pounds, manufacturer's maximum load of motorbike still valid, yada yada yada. Pretty sure no one ever follows that, just for the simple fact of I mean, shoes can weigh, well, shoes weigh 27 pounds, but you get my drift. I had the DG Performance, the V2 exhaust on there, as well as Eagle Mike's jet kit. And I found with the Eagle Mike's jet kit and the DG Performance exhaust, my gas mileage went from 47, 48 with more high-speed stuff. I went down to anywhere from 40 to 42, 43 miles to the gallon. I didn't like that. I know it's not much, but if I take 6 gallons and take 8 gallons away or 8 miles per gallon off of my bike, that's a total of 48 miles. And depending on where I'm at, what I'm doing, where I'm riding to, 48 miles is a lot of miles. I like being able to not disturb people in their homes and cause a big fuss. I like to be able to go out in the woods. Yes, I had a spark arrestor, but for me, I want to be able to go out and enjoy nature and see animals and see wildlife without riding a race bike. So that's just me. Future modifications will be the foot pegs. You know what? That's pretty much it. If you have any questions about this or about the bike or any of the modifications I've done or anything. Oh, I did mean to show you about the tires. These right here are my Shinko 244s. And as you can tell, they have chopped out super bad. And I've always kept the pressure in the front about 20 psi pressure in the front. And I'm assuming this is from highway usage, a lot of the highway usage that I've ridden. I don't think I would have gotten this if I would have been riding on a regular road. I may have, I may not. As far as the back goes, you know, there's pretty well what's left of the tread. The tread used to be as tall as the side lugs were. So I would assume probably maybe half or 5/8 of an inch of tread is gone. These tires are supposedly known for going quite a long ways as far as the tread and all of that is concerned. I've rode 3,000 miles on them. I wouldn't expect the tires to go anything over probably 5, and still be somewhat usable off-road. The front, I don't like the fact that it's chopped out. I'll be going to a different tire more than likely. But you know, what kind of mileage have you guys got? The back air pressure that I've ran was 22, I think. 22 to 25. These right here, if you run them anything over 25, you end up chunking a knob or something like that. So I haven't really haven't ridden them with a lot of pressure in them. But as far as tires go, they've been good tires. They're just not really great tires. But for $100 a set, what can you expect? Or $120 for a front and rear set. What do you know? The fact that I've got 3,000 miles out of them, so far, 3,200 is really good. But I would rather buy a Mitas or the Heidenau K60. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. So anyway, if you have any
if you have any questions or anything for anything on the bike, please, by all means, let me know. If you have a comment, suggestion, or anything like that, please let me know. Make sure you hit the like button if you like the video that you see and want to see more. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And as always, ride safe.